Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily. It's Des here, ready to attack the day. I've woke up to walk. I'm out bright and early today, really on it, but I'll come back to that shortly. Just let you know where I am, just south of Farnsfield, at a place where an Halifax bomber come down. Just the memorial's just behind me. Just took a little detour, saw signs for it, and thought I'd have a look what it was all about. Really poignant spot. Just took a few minutes there to look what happened basically on the 6th of July 1944. Halifax bomber which had left York and travelled to Dieppe to face battle, actually succeeded in its mission, but on its way back crashed just here. 7 of the crew, all 7, sadly lost their lives. And just looking at the information there, the age of the people was just incredible. Got a photo, I'll post that up at the end, but 20, 22, 21, you know, just really sort of hit home that it was what must have happened and how bad it was. The village itself, Farnsfield, have left that amazing sort of memorial. You know, really can't emphasize enough how much that took me. You know, really sort of really nice feature in 1994, 50 years on, that was sort of put there. And there's 7 oaks, you probably just sort of top of my hand there, you know, where the it's purposely kind of put there with those 7 oaks to sort of signify each member of the group. But getting back to today's walk, like I say, just took a little bit of a detour there. Started at White Post on the 614, you know, probably about 2.5 miles in now. Like I said before, really early start today. For some reason just didn't sleep very well, so I was up at 5 o'clock and about got to where I needed to be about 6 AM and set off across the fields from White Post. Got absolutely wet through, even though it's an absolutely amazing morning. First field was wet my feet, the second field wet up to my shorts, on the third field sort of wet up to my chest. You know, really deep grass, probably not used that much, this part of the Robin Hood Way. Of course, that's what I'm following, the 112 miles from Nottingham Castle up to the major oak in Sherwood Forest. But like I say, it's probably not used that much, but what an amazing spot. Do you know, really enjoying it today. The pictures I've taken, the number of pictures I've taken is incredible. Hopefully they'll do it justice. Do you know, just walking east from White Post through the fields onto Farnsfield, a lovely little village. I've said many times how well Nottinghamshire village is, you know, and this part of it especially. We're right in the heart of the county almost. Heading to, just sort of getting back on track before heading to a place called Coombs Wood, and then beyond that towards Hallam and Southall. Southall's probably the most well-known place around these parts, quite a affluent town towards the east of the county. Before I won't get that far, but when I do, you know, it'll be a case of turning back towards Mansfield and back towards Sherwood Forest. The part of the county I'm in at the moment is actually part of Sherwood Forest. Bears no sort of resemblance to what you'd expect. Some of the tall trees of the past few weeks, but like I say, absolutely stunning. Really agricultural, rolling sort of hills and fields, you know, and it's really reminded me of why I do this. Not that I ever need reminding. Been doing it for 16 months now, 17 months maybe, getting up every Friday morning, including Christmas Day and New Year's Day. But I absolutely love it, you know. And I've spoke about this week, haven't I, on DOdaily, of the theme almost has been about sort of remembering what worked, you know, particularly during the pandemic, particularly when we had to purposely take a look at the way we do things, the way we sort of decide to go about a business. So today has been a real reminder, you know, of getting out on a Friday morning, why I love it, whilst I'd lost no enthusiasm, well, to be honest, I perhaps had lost a little bit of enthusiasm for doing it. Do you know, it's hard work, it's not easy week in, week out, trying to think of something to say when you're not a natural sort of speaker. Do you know, you're not naturally out there. But it's just reminded me today, like I keep saying, of exactly why I do it. Do you know, the enthusiasm's come flooding back. Do you know, and I think that's been because this week I've really taken a look at what worked. Do you know, I've reminded you guys every day through DOdaily, just look at this view here. This is what really sent me down that path. Do you know, when you look at something like that, absolutely stunning. Do you know, and then there was the sign there which sent me that way. Really glad I did. But yeah, it's I've reminded you guys every day that it's important to keep looking back, and it's been important for me at a time when I'm kind of mixed in my emotions. You know, I'm absolutely fine. You know, I feel fine with my sort of mental health and mood, but I feel it could quite easily slip away. You know, we've got these loosening of restrictions on Monday, and there's a lot of sort of division still out there about those and about things going on. You know, so it was important for me just to almost take a time out, try to sort of, whilst I've had my say on certain issues, particularly through my own social media, you know, I'm trying to just sort of step back from it just ever so slightly. You know, what I do through DOdaily is all about opinion and thoughts and what's going off, but with everything else I just try to take a step back. You know, getting out here this morning, it's just a fantastic reminder. Whilst I did get wet, you know, it was all good fun in the meantime. You know, and the views was absolutely worth it. A place where I don't really know. You know, I'm not massively familiar with this part of the world. Use the 614, which is a couple of miles back, to get up and down. You know, travelling up to the north and wherever I've got to go that way, and then but sort of coming out here now, exploring these new paths, really well signposted by the way, so if you do want to come this way, the way markers are really useful. It's not always been the case. I'd urge anybody to do it, you know, but what I'd urge this week more than anything is just to sort of check back in. You know, it's been the theme all week. Check back in of what's worked for you, what's worked in the past, what's worked through COVID. You know, because it's really important. It wasn't all bad. You know, and when we realise that, you know, it makes such a difference. I was listening to some kind of motivational video when I started, and the first words in it was, life's unfair, you know, life, disease and accidents happen and they don't discriminate. So whether it's to good people or bad people, you know, everyone talks about karma and things like that, but it's not strictly true all the time, is it? But what I feel when I'm out here, it feels absolutely fair. You know, I feel like I'm completely away from all the drama, everything that goes on in everyday life. Whilst another view there, look, absolutely stunning. Whilst I don't feel like I've got quite a nice life. You know, it's not easy at times. You know, I've had my own ups and downs, and even during the pandemic. You know, I don't live a particularly comfortable life, you know, but I'm trying my best every day. And when I can sort of look back on things, you know, reflect, get out here, enjoy a fantastic morning. You know, been a bit groany about the mornings, you know, not as good as last summer. This is absolutely perfect. You know, this is why I do it. I was thinking back to an episode I did probably a year ago now, and I thought it was a couple of weeks. I was at Eppeston, which is about 5 miles south of where we are, probably the closest place I've ever done wake up to walk to where I am. And thinking of that and how nice it was, and I thought, oh, that's only a few weeks ago, and it's actually probably the end of last summer. And that just shows how much I sort of take from this. Do you know what sort of escape it gives me? All the memories are kind of fresh, do you know, fresh in my mind and really worth sort of clinging on to. And this is what it's doing. Do you know, it takes me away. I learn so much about everything. do you know, myself, do you know, by listening to things, by taking things on board. But then like being out here and that bomber, do you know, and I'll say it again, not sort of embarrassed to say that, it's really touched me, really touching tribute there, do you know, and finding things like that I'd never stumble across, do you know. You see these kind of things out and about and you take interest, do you know, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Do you know, just finding little snippets of satisfaction, do you know, to take through the day. Small wins, we say that every single Friday. The small wins I get from this are absolutely incredible. To be out in the sunshine with my shorts and t-shirt on so early, you know, it's put me in such a fine mood already. I'll go back and tell Kay all about it. She probably won't be that interested, but she'll find out through the video as well. But that's just what it's about, isn't it? It's about just doing what you do, infusing, being positive, do you know, and looking forward to this weekend. Really excited. I'm going to the cricket tonight. First England game at Trent Bridge for 2 years. Massive cricket fan, as well as the football I speak about all the time, and it's a full house. So again, that's something to be extremely positive about. I think that's probably what kept me awake. I know that's pretty sad, but really looking forward to that. This is one of these test events, do you know, around COVID, to see how these places cope and how we can get back to normality. So really looking forward to being part of that, you know, and of course the game, T20, really worthwhile. Again, I'm going to show you some of these stunning views across the field. But yeah, really looking forward to the cricket, and then sort of having a bit of a quieter weekend. You know, I've been really busy last few weeks, and one of the reasons I've not had a chance to reflect, you know, and remember the goodness and infuse the way I have done today is because I have been really busy. So this week, when I've realised that I need to look back, take my own advice, you know, it's something I'll advise quite a lot, but I understand it's easy to get sort of caught up in everything. It really is, you know, and whatever I say, I don't claim to know it all and pretend it's straightforward, because it's absolutely not. You know, it's easy to get caught up in your own issues, and that's perhaps what I've done a little bit. Whilst they're not real issues, just a lot of things to do with the reopening. You know, I've got to remember why I felt so good through the pandemic. It wasn't a case of being happy clappy and pretending everything's a little bit rosier than it is. It was genuine, you know, because I was doing things like this. I was doing DOdaily, you know, talking about the way I feel. It's been such a great thing for me to do, you know, just getting my thoughts off my chest. When we've not had that social interaction, when we've not had people around us as much as we'd probably like, you know, this has been fantastic. But when I get up in the morning, come to terms with the world, read, listen, look at things, you know, it just puts me in good stead. It puts me in a position to really attack the day. And that's what it's about, isn't it, guys? It's about really attacking the day. Just sort of coming towards a place called Coombs Wood. Not quite sure what it's all about, but I'm sure it's sorry, I'm just checking I'm going the right way. I'm still going the right way. Coombs Wood, I believe there's a lot of sort of Roman remains around here. Whether I'll see them or not is another issue, isn't it? But if I do, I'll take plenty of pictures. I'll post them up at the end. Check out the pictures today, guys. Some stunning views across the field. Whilst I always encourage that anyway, you know, today more so than ever. Really worthwhile. Really sort of feeling it. Really excited about the day, the weekend, you know, and getting back all that good feeling that's dragged me through. Do you know, we're coming to a point on Monday where it's the beginning of the end, hopefully. Do you know, let's see it that way. Let's do what we have to do. Let's be safe, cautious, do you know, be excited, enthusiastic, positive, do you know, and before we know it, we'll be ticking through just nicely. And that's all we need, isn't it? We don't need the big things. We don't need to stress about what might or might not happen, do you know, because sometimes we can't change it. I said there, life's unfair, that was my reference to it. Do you know, things crop up, it's never a good time. When you put yourself in a position to make the absolute most of what you're doing, do you know, you're giving yourself a good chance of getting over them in the best possible fashion. Until Monday, guys, have a great weekend. Really grateful for all the support as ever. Do you know, I say it every Friday, but there is people who stick by it. Do you know, just me rambling, waffling, do you know, finding useless bits of information which are really nice to know. Until then, just doing it.